Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, another 48-hour TBR mini Star Hop. I'm going to be playing with my Patreons, of course, and also my niece is still here. I am in the middle of racing this game with her, and I'm going to be doing a mini Star Hop in the middle. Our rule, though, is only one of our books can count for both because I'm already started one book. So if I can fit it on for this game, I can use it and it will count for both. But other than that, this is completely separate from the race. It's just like in the middle of it. It's fine. But I'm really excited for this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I haven't had a weekend of just reading in a while. It's been like 2 months at this point or something. So I am definitely looking forward to this and I need it. I need a little bit of reading in my life and I need to just like chit chat with my Patreons too. I need people to hype me up a little bit because I'm struggling. But anyway, yes, I am kind of hoping it will be a little bit nice, but a little mean at the same time. You know what I mean? Just kind of like the medium level. I don't want a 1,000-page book, but if I get a book over 500 pages, I won't be mad about that either. So that's what we're going for this time. And let's jump into the first roll. Whew, here we go. Obviously, we don't want a 6. Obviously. I'm nervous. I want it to be nice. A 2. I mean, I know. It's fine. We have a moon. It's an okay spot to be on. Easier prompts. I'm not going to be mad about it. We're okay. Okay, we rolled a moon. We have the moon prompts up here ready, looking at them. Honestly, I am not super fussed what we get. I don't necessarily want to start with a book over 400 pages, but it would be okay. Like, I could do it. We'll see. Okay. Screen recording starting. A monthly TBR would be fine. I could make graphic novel work. I got a couple from my library, so I could make that work. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. Why? I'm fine with all the prompts. Why am I so nervous? Okay, we're gonna spin. We got this. Oh, okay. Graphic novel, that's doable. I can do that. I got it. Yes. Okay, so I didn't actually bring options because I already know what I'm going to read. I planned ahead of time and I got a couple of graphic novels from Libby in case graphic novel prompt came up. And so I'm actually going to be reading Amulet number 3 by Kazu Kibuishi. This is a really cute middle grade graphic novel series. We're following this brother and sister who find like this portal in their house to a different world and they are trying to like save the world. It's really fun. It's cute. There's a lot of really interesting characters in it, and I just think that it's a good time. So this is what I'm going to be reading, and I will see you back hopefully within like an hour or so. So yeah, this should be fast, and we can get into the next roll. Okay, it is now, oh, what time is it? Just after 6. So it took me a little bit over an hour, actually probably about an hour if you take into account that I didn't roll right away, to read the graphic novel number 3 in the Amulet series. Again, I have read this series before. This is a cute graphic novel series. Follows a young girl and her brother. They are in this world of elves and talking animals and magic, and there's a lot of technology involved in it too, which I find very interesting. It's kind of a mix between sci-fi and fantasy, has a little bit of a steampunk feel to it in some places. And it's just like a very wholesome story. It's kind of interesting, the different twists that we got in this book. And I just think overall it's a really good time. The art style is really cute and endearing. I think that the characters are not irritating for like middle grade characters because sometimes they can be. I think they're just very easy to follow. They have a lot of relatableness to them. And I think that this one's kind of interesting because of the addition of a parent figure in there, which you don't always get as much sometimes, but like this one's kind of like more prominent like with them in general. One book down, on to the next roll. I'm looking over at the board and honestly, I would love to get past that first black hole. It would make me feel more comfortable. I feel like I could pick a longer book and I would just really like to be in that spot. So fingers crossed. Okay, here we go. Next roll. I am really nervous. I feel like my niece got a good roll and she's playing like alongside, and now I feel like she took the luck. So I don't want a 4, obviously, but I really want a 5 or a 6. Like, I really, really want it. Oh, you watch, I'm gonna get a 2. I'm gonna get another 2. Okay. A 6! Oh my gosh, do you know how excited I am? Yay! Oh, look at my little Millennium Falcon sitting happily past the first black hole. This is great. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, I don't even care what prompt we get at this point, but let's go see what we get. Ah, I am so excited. I am so happy to be past the first black hole. I'm in a happy spot. I'm gonna spin the wheel again. You know, this is kind of strange because I rolled a 2 and got a moon, then my niece rolled a 5 and got a moon, and then I rolled a 6 and got a moon. Like, it's all been moons so far this game. It's fine. It's just a little bit odd that it's happening like that. So I am going to just be spinning it from where she landed. She got free pick, which I feel like now I'm rolling it, or spinning it, it's not going to give me free pick because I'm starting on free pick and it won't do it twice in a row. And I'm really sad about that. It's fine though. We got this. Okay. Whew. I don't even really care what we get. I'm just really excited. Okay, here we go. No, what? Kindle. I don't actually really want to do this right now, actually. Dang. It's fine. I'll find some options. I'll be back. It'll be fine. Okay, so I have looked through my Kindle library. I have a few options. So I could do the next book in the Amulet series. I do have that from my library as well, and I could do that one. I'm a little hesitant because if I do get another graphic novel prompt, I'll want it for that. But if I hit that second black hole and I have to go back to the beginning, I might need a little bit of a stockpile of short books to help me win. So that one's on there, but I'm probably not gonna go with that one. I also have Children of Fallen Gods by Carissa Broadbent. This is the sequel to Daughter of No Worlds, the second book in the War of Lost Hearts trilogy. And this one, I really love the first book. Daughter of No Worlds was a great read for me. I enjoyed it a lot. So I think that could be a fun choice. It is pretty thick though. I also have Avalon Tower by C.N. Crawford and Alex Rivers. Sorry, I didn't realize there were 2 names on there because it's like kind of covered by the Prime like logo thing. But this one I think is like a magic university type of situation here. I think it's a fantasy romance. I don't know. It sounds like it would be a fun read, and it might be kind of fast because I think sometimes the fantasy romances are fairly quick reads. I also have The Way of Kings, which is actually on my TBR for the month. I haven't read it yet, but I need to. So that could be an option, but reading it before getting past the second black hole might just be, you know, setting myself up for failure because this would take probably almost the rest of tomorrow too. So that might be pushing it. And then I also have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This is a thriller. It's like super popular. Tons of people really love it. And thrillers are fast to read on Readathon. So it would probably be a pretty good pick. So I did chat with my patrons and I decided that I'm going to go with The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I think it'll be really fun. I should finish it probably a little bit after midnight, so I'll be able to do another roll then. And I think thrillers are just really fun to add to readathons. They are easy to read in general, really quick, super engaging, so yes. That's gonna be my choice. I'm gonna go with The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I think it should be really fun. I've been telling one of my friends from work for a very long time that I'm going to read this book, so now I can finally do it and tell her that I read it. So I think this is a good choice, and I'll see you back here in probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, something like that. Okay, it is now 10:45, and I have finished The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I keep calling it The Handmaid, and I don't know why, but I have to think of it so hard to call it The Housemaid every time. This was actually a fairly fast read for me. It was really fast-paced, fast-moving. There was a lot going on, and definitely there was the mystery that kept you engaged and like wanting to figure out what happened. I do not believe that this was the best written book that I have ever read. And there really were some plot points and some choices of things that I didn't think really fit very well. But overall, I thought it was fun. It wasn't amazing, but it was a good time. Like I was intrigued. I wanted to kind of see what was happening. I found it interesting to kind of get some backstory of stuff when we kind of did some flashbacks. That was interesting. I will say the very, very end, like the epilogue, I think it was an actual epilogue, I can't remember, but was interesting. I really liked that. I thought that was probably one of the best parts of the book, honestly. I did not expect that. I did not see that coming, and I think that's a really interesting twist. So the epilogue was probably the most intriguing part to me. The book was really messed up, but like you didn't want to stop reading. You kind of wanted to see what happened, which I kind of like in my books. I know that says something about me, but yeah, overall, it was okay. But I was engaged. So I don't know. I don't really know exactly how I feel about it yet. I'm going to have to sit with this one for a minute. But it's now time to jump into our next roll. I am in a really good spot. I am not super fussed about this next roll. I don't want to hit the second black hole, but if we do, I'm not going to be super sad about it unless we get The Way of Kings as the book that I'll have to read. Then I might be kind of sad. Okay, so clearly we don't want a 3, but I think I will be honestly happy with anything else. I'd love to get past the second black hole, but just as long as it's not hitting the black hole, I'll be fine. Yes! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, that is so perfect. This is amazing. Ooh. I'm so excited. Okay, let's see what we get. What is it? A star? A star? We got a 5 and a star. I feel really lucky right now. Okay. We are past the second black hole. We are honestly only 2 spots from the end. The most books we can have left, including this one right now, is 3. Like I've won this game. I've got it. This is awesome. This is really such a nice game. I actually don't know if it's ever been quite this nice because it started with a graphic novel. So, yay me. Here we go. Okay, I need to get into the spinner wheel, and we're on a star. This is the first time star has been rolled. Sorry, add. Okay, I am looking at the different prompts. Are there any that I don't really want? I don't think so. I think I have good picks for all of them. I think I'd be okay with any of them. So yeah, let's just see what we get. This is just too perfect. Fantasy is the prompt, and honestly, that's practically all I read. So I'll go grab some options. Okay, I came back with several options, actually. It honestly took me like 5 seconds to grab them too, so it could have been worse. First, I have Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reed. I love Ava Reed. I feel like this has been an option before because I feel like I've said this exact spiel before, but I think this one would be relatively fast. I think it's a YA, and Ava Reed's writing is just really engaging for me, and I get drawn in, so I think this would be a good pick. I also have The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. This is my Patreon buddy read for last month. I haven't read it yet. I am terrible, I know, but this one could also go on there. I think it is a horror, which horror almost always has an aspect of fantasy to it, and I know T. Kingfisher's writing style, and hers do have fantasy in them, so that would count. I also have The Princess and the Goblin by George MacDonald, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know what this is about at all, but it's called The Princess and the Goblin, so I'm just assuming it's fantasy. I also have The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. This is the book that my Patreons and I are reading for the month of July for our Cosmere read-along buddy read. And so it'd be really good to get this one in. And I also have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This one is like a urban fantasy, so it's set in our world but has magic in it. Now, this is the one that I have started for the race that I have with my niece, and it would be good to add on here because I can count just this book for both the readathons, races, games. I don't know how to say it, but this is the only one that I could count for both. So it would be nice to fit it on here so I can do my next roll for that game as well. So I have already started it though, but barely. I am on page 39, so really not very far into it. So this one's on here as well. Okay, here's my stack. I don't even know. I could see myself picking any of these. Which one do I want to do? You know, I think I'm going to remove this one just because it is so short and I only have 2 more spaces to go. It feels a little ridiculous to put that one on there. It might be a smart pick, but I also think I'm going to remove the hollow places, not because I don't want to read it, but just because I feel like I almost want to save it for the race because it's short. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with Fable for the End of the World as well. So it's kind of down to these 2. Now this one is a reread, so it'd be kind of easy to binge it, not too much brain power, but I also really love the Cosmere. But this one would count for both games. Oh, this is really hard. I think I'm going to go with this one. I feel like I'm going to be mad at myself if I don't pick the one that's going to count for both games. So I'm going to do this one. This is the one that is going on. I might, if I'm really ambitious, I might even be able to finish it before I go to bed. I probably would be up till like 3 in the morning, maybe 4. I don't really know how much longer I have in this one, but probably at least 3 or 4 in the morning. And I don't need to stay up that late. So do I want to deprive myself of sleep just for funsies? We'll see. You guys will find out in the next clip whether I did that or not. But Spells for Forgetting is going on, and I am so excited. This game has been so nice to me. I'm really excited for this book too. I have already started it. I am invested. I'm intrigued by what's going on. I think the setting is really atmospheric, and so I'm kind of drawn into that aspect of it. I do think, though, that this would probably be a better fall read, but I've already decided it's already on the other game, so it's going on this one too. So, yay! Here we go. Okay, it is now about 3:30 in the morning, so pretty late, but I did end up finishing, oh, I don't have the cover for it. I did end up finishing Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This one was an interesting read. It follows this girl who grows up on this island that is known for having magic and witches, and she is from a really long line of witches. And her best friend dies like right when they're graduating, and her boyfriend is accused of the murder, and then there's not enough evidence to convict, so he leaves the island with his mother, and then he comes back years later to bury his mother there, and we kind of go from there, find more out about what happened at that time, and kind of like dive into what's going on with that island, with the people that live there, with the magic and everything. And it was just really a very atmospheric read. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the magic in this book. I thought it was well done. I really liked the characters, and I think it did a good job of having a lot of really flawed characters with different motivations and having an interesting mystery, and just overall, this was a really good read. I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, I stayed up until 3:30 in the morning reading it, even though I have plenty of time to win the game, and I do not need to do that. But I have finished it. This was a great read. I think this is probably my favorite read of the readathon so far. Gosh, I can't even remember what I've read, and it hasn't even been 12 hours. My brain is not working so much anymore. Yeah, this is my favorite read of the readathon so far. Really enjoyed it. Had a great time. Let's go ahead and jump into the next roll. There's a good chance it'll be the last one. Anything 2 or above. So really a 1 is the only thing that would make us have more than one read left. So let's jump in, see what we get. Okay, here we go. Let us see what we get. A 3. Okay, we are at the end. This is absolutely crazy. this is a free pick. I will come back with options. Okay, so I have come back with my options. I actually have quite a few. Let's just go jump into it. I have The Alloy of Law, the first book in the Second Era Mistborn trilogy. No, actually, there's 4 books in that series. It's okay. It's 3:30 in the morning. But this one is the one that my Patreons and I are reading together this month. I also have my Patreon buddy read for June, The Hollow Places, which I really need to get to. One of my Patrons is reading it right now, and she's saying that she's absolutely loving it. So I think I would like this one a lot. I also have Child of the Prophecy by Juliette Marillier. I would love to finish out this trilogy before I kind of forget what happened in the other books. This series so far is just so beautifully written, like very emotional, great character work. So I would love this one. I also have Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. Again, I think I will really love this because I've loved other books by Ava Reid already. And then I have my challenge book, which is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. First book in the Stormlight Archive. This is the book I was supposed to read with my patrons last month, and I just didn't get to it. So this is one that I would really love to read, but this would definitely be a challenge. I mean, I know that I am at the final spot and it hasn't even been 12 hours of the readathon, but I still feel that with the amount of time I have left, this would still be a challenge. So here are my books that I have as options, and I just really have so many. I think I'm going to remove this one mainly because I think it's the shortest and I could probably bust through it in a couple hours. So I'm just going to take that one off, and I think this one's going to come off too. And I don't really have a reason for this one. So we're down to 3 finalists. I think I have audiobooks for all of them. Let me check because I might need it. Actually, I'm probably going to be able to sleep in, but you know, I have seen that my hold of the audiobook for this book at the library, or my borrow from the loan. Oh my gosh, my brain isn't thinking of verbs. My loan from the library for the audiobook for this book is going to expire tomorrow. And so I will no longer have the audiobook for this one. So I think this is going to be my pick. I know it's shorter and I'll finish earlier. I'll just keep reading other books. It'll be fine. I have a good time when I have the time to just like mood read afterwards, and I just kind of put on whatever book I want to. So yeah, I think I'm going to be throwing this one on. I think we're going to go with this one for pretty much exclusively the reason that I want to have the audiobook for it and I don't want to pay for it when I have it from the library. So this is going to be my final book. I'm really excited about it though. I think this is one I could really love. Okay, it is now Sunday. It's actually 12:30, around noon. But I'm filming this before I do the sprints with my Patreons, just so I can kind of have it done. I can transfer the videos over. But I actually won this readathon by finishing Fable for the End of the World yesterday at around noon. Actually, I think. Wait, no. When did I finish this? Oh, no, I finished it yesterday at around like 4. Is when I ended up finishing this one. So I finished it in less than 24 hours and I won the readathon. Now, oftentimes in that situation, I will go ahead and try to play the game twice in 48 hours. I have done that before successfully. It was so stressful, but I have done it. Or I'll put a really, really thick book at the end, which I didn't do. And instead, I decided to return to like the race I'm having with my niece because she really wanted to jump back into that and I do not want to lose. So that's what I did. But I did officially win the readathon. This is a success. Whew, I'm okay. And I finished off with Fable for the End of the World. I really enjoyed this book. I thought that this was really unique and different, but had so much familiar stuff at the same time. I think that the take on it was an intriguing way to look at how our society treats people and how society can view different things and change the way that they feel about things so quickly. I think it shows that when you are in a really vulnerable position, things can happen that you probably would not have allowed or felt comfortable with in other situations. I think it's really interesting look on how people view other people as subhuman for various different reasons, and just kind of prejudices between different people, different classes, and those types of things. So that was really well done in this book, in my opinion. I liked our main character a lot. I think that Ava Reid did a good job of showing how important compassion is, and the importance of, being human, and the importance of not just being all about yourself and your own survival, but caring about others around you, and realize that doing certain things in the name of survival may not be worth it for your humanity, I guess you could say. I liked following our main two characters. I think having the dual POV between them was a really good choice, and you could see what was going on in both of their heads, how they were viewing the different situations, how they viewed survival differently, and the different ways that they approached that based on kind of who they are as people, how they were raised, the experiences they have been through. I liked the premise of the story as well. I don't know if I've gotten into it, where we're in this dystopian world. It has a kind of Hunger Games feel to it, but it is very drowned, right? There's way more water than there needs to be. The animals are starting to mutate because there was like a nuclear war, and the classes are extremely divided, and there is this kind of overwhelming debt that the poorer classes tend to be in to this corporation that has essentially taken over and is now running the government of this area. It seems to be a kind of small area. It's hard to really tell. It mostly seems like New York, but it could be different. It's at least in New York. I don't know how big their reach is, but when these poor people get into extreme levels of debt, they can nominate one of their loved ones to go into what they call the gauntlet. And in that, these cyborgs that they call angels will come and hunt down and kill this relative that you have nominated, and your debt will go away. And this is broadcast. This is entertainment. This is things that people are watching. They are streaming about, they're making their social media posts about, and it's their form of entertainment, kind of very reminiscent of the Hunger Games. But it's really interesting how it's done in this book, because it's not just the upper wealthy class who is watching and enjoying this. It is everyone, right? It's all classes are watching this, and most people, obviously not all, but most people are viewing these people as, well, it's something that they did. I would never let myself get into that situation. This is their problem because they did XYZ to get themselves in this situation, right? They're viewing it as like their fault. They brought it upon themselves type situation. And it's just fascinating to read. I honestly loved this book. I think it was so good. I had such a great time with it. And I honestly really liked the ending. I thought it was so different than I was expecting it to be, and I loved that about it. And overall, this was such a hit for me. I'm glad that I chose to read it for this readathon, because I don't know when I would have gotten to it, and I loved it. So, sorry, camera battery died. So here is my stack of books that I read for the readathon. I actually only own 2 of them, but I have the 3rd volume of Amulet for a graphic novel. I have The Housemaid for a Kindle read. I have Fable for the End of the World for my final spot free pick, and I have Spells for Forgetting for a fantasy book. So this was definitely not my best readathon in terms of quantity or really quality either, honestly, but it was a really enjoyable readathon. I felt just kind of happy and comfortable throughout the whole thing. I was staying up late reading, but I was doing it because I was enjoying it and I was into the books. And overall, it was just a really fun time. I'd say these 2 are like definitely my favorites of them. I liked Amulet. It's super cute and I really enjoyed the story, but it's not one that necessarily hits strongly with me and I'm just obsessed with, but I really enjoyed both of these. I think overall this might be my favorite. I actually think, yeah, this one is my favorite read of the readathon, but this one was really great as well. It was just seriously a really fun readathon. I got to hang out with my Patreons. I got to hang out with my niece, and it was just needed because I've been so stressed with school. I've had so much going on and I needed this readathon. And I'm not mad that it was nice to me because now I can jump back into the race and I will be beating my niece this time. She beat me last time. I have to beat her this time. Whew, it's okay. It's fine. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Keep an eye out for the race readathon. That should be coming out hopefully soon. Hopefully really soon. Bye.